Hey, welcome to the NEL show. Welcome to another episode of the NEL show. Getting to today's show has been very interesting, but I'm so glad that we are here now and today. It has been a while, but we are here. We are back here. We're typically going to be having at least 2 episodes per month, and we couldn't have an episode. We wanted to space it out. We wanted to work it out in a way that we space one at the early part of the month and the other at the later part of the month, but it couldn't work out this way, due to our different guests. But we're glad that we are here today. I hope that you have been doing well. Do well to also share the topics that you want us to also treat in the NEL show as well. We're so excited about today's topic because of the topic and the subject matter, and also because of the person that we have, that we are bringing on board. We are treating volunteering and service in the 21st century. Yes, that is what we are treating, and I'll be adding our guests now so you can see her for yourself. Afterwards, we'll just go straight to reading our profile, and then we will begin. So let's get our guests in. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome, the phenomenal Toyin yourself, our fashionista. If you don't know Toyin, like you're the only one that is left to. Welcome. And you look good. I like your beads. I like the beads going on with you. Okay, because we have a lot of things we want to talk about. I'll just go straight into your profile. Welcome.
Okay.
Welcome, Nurse.
Thank
I
you.
see Nurse Show me. Thank you for joining us. Okay, let's meet Oluwatoyin. Oluwatoyin Banjo. Oluwatoyin Banjo is a creative thinker, an articulate, confident, excellent, and positive-minded woman, a transformation agent who is resolved to outwitting her bests and contributing beyond herself to any humanitarian cause that impacts and transforms the lives of others. As a volunteer management expert, she is the pioneering convener of the online course training and masterclass on volunteerism and volunteer management. This initiative was birthed from the great feedback she received from the social entrepreneurs, development practitioners, and NGO professionals after she spoke at a panel session of the Better Me conference hosted by the Alumni Association of the Mandela Washington Fellowship, yearly fellows, where she shared great insights on volunteer management from an experiential perspective. Toyin is also the project director with Ideation Hub Africa, a social impact incubator providing early stage social entrepreneurs and non-profit professionals with experiential education, enterprise incubation, growth advisory, and collaborative platforms to start, scale, and sustain their big ideas for changing Africa. Ideation Hub is also an accelerator catalyzing the work of resilient change makers and visionaries who envision a better continent by equipping them with tools, knowledge, network, and opportunities to boldly execute their mission. There's still more. She's the founder of Managers Toolkit Africa, a sustainable and social enterprise bridging the competency gap in Africa's workforce by scaling up and reskilling its workforce through the range of their training programs, designing volunteer-led models for organization, projects, public service, recruitment courses. Our corporate career spans over 10 years in corporate communication, brand management, project management, volunteer management, finance and investment in the insurance and social sectors. Toyin is a first-class class degree holder in mass communication with a major specialization in marketing communication from Bowen University, and a master degrees holder in mass communication and media technology from Leeds University. There's so much about Toyin. Toyin is a certified event management consultant. She's an undoubted lover of learning and has continuously garnered relevant and experiential knowledge in enterprise building, risk management, and more. More recently, she was conferred an award by the Royal African Young Leaders Forum by His Imperial Majesty, the Oni of Ife, for her leadership excellence, stunning work, ethic, unwavering allegiance, and commitment to youth transformation and national building. She is also an ambassador and inducted member of the Royal Court. Toyin, yeah, welcome to the NEL show. Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you so much. Like, there's so much. So let's even start with that first of all. Toyin, there's so much. I mean, there's so much of these things going all around you. I mean, beyond. If you've met Toyin in person, it's beyond her fashion. It's easy to see Toyin and her fashion and just like, oh yeah, maybe one of those girls, but not Toyin at all. Toyin, please walk us through why, you have been passionately able to go through all these experiences that we have shared, just now in your profile. I mean, for as the ones you can touch, because there are a lot, but yes, just the ones you can touch.
All right. Thank you so much, Nkechi. That's a great question. So for me, personally, one key driver that drives my decisions and actions is the fact that I am very particular about what God is concerned about. And wherever God is going, I would always love to partner with Him. So, and more importantly, wherever God is going, there is always a problem to be solved. And I'm always desirous of partnering with visionaries who are solving problems, on the face of the continent. And that has been a key driver for me. So I don't go into these ventures or partner with these visionaries just because I'm trying to attain an ambition or there's a self-agenda to it. More importantly, it's at the what's at the heart of me partnering with them is the fact that I get to also be a very strategic part of helping them, create that solution, innovative solution that will help solve those problems. So for me, let me talk about an experience. So it all started, the whole journey started in 2017. 2017. Where I just started to probe deeper, asking myself questions that, okay, I'm working in a 9 to 5, I'm doing exceptionally well, but there was just definitely more. And I just really, I was in that place of dissatisfaction, in that place of knowing that, okay, there was just much more, but I couldn't really lay my hands on it. And then there came an opportunity for me to volunteer with one of my mentors, which you know very well, my mentor and coach, mentor, coach, and spiritual father, DDK. And I had the opportunity to partner with her and also volunteer with an organization, an organization she founded at that time, which is called the Immerse Coaching Company. And I jumped on it, even with the fact that I had a very hectic 9 to 5. But at the heart of it was, an opportunity to really serve, not just the vision, but just to also be a blessing to others. And I saw it as a great, open door and avenue to actually channel the giftings on the inside of me to serving others. And, I put in for it. And then we had to go through some rigorous shortlisting exercise, and eventually I came on board. And that was how I started the journey of volunteering. And from there, I also had the opportunity to also volunteer with Ideation of Africa just before I now became the project director, but I started the organization as a volunteer, managing all the volunteers and managing projects before eventually I became the project director. So, but you can just see, looking through that journey, at the heart of it was service, selfless service, and not a personal agenda, or an agenda, not a personal agenda, nor self-ambition. It was just the desire, that burning desire on the inside of me to be a blessing to others, and just using my giftings, my passion, channeling my passion and my giftings to serve, this vision and to serve others.
Thank you so much, Toyin. So that takes me to my second question. When you started serving, like you said, 2017, did you ever feel like, oh, I could have been doing this for myself? I asked because this is something that you have done for a long while. But then in our today's generation, that's why as our topic, depicts in the 21st century, we have a lot of people that feel if they have not started something on their own accord, or something that they are the founder of, they are not complete, they are not living the life, they are incomplete. So you see people seemingly starting great things, but sometimes people even start mediocre things just to attach, just put something on Instagram, founder, arts, something. So for you, how have you been able to go through this experience? Because I know that definitely Two Kids Africa was something that you even birthed more recently. How were you able to go through that experience? Were you feeling maybe there's a certain way that you were feeling, maybe you can let us know? Did you ever feel that way? And if you did, what did you do about it?
Oh, that's a very brilliant question. Excuse me. All right. Yeah. So I love the fact that you're taking me back to how. Sorry, there's an echo. My voice is echoing. So I don't know if we could address. Okay. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. It was echoing initially, but it's perfect now.
Okay.
All right. So all right. So that's a very brilliant question. So yes, I founded Banjo's 2 Kids Africa very recently. But it was born out of, my serving, and others' vision. So it wasn't like I sat down to say, hey, okay, it was time for me to birth Banjo's 2 Kids Africa, and then voila, it was birthed. But it was in the place of service that the opportunity opened up, the ideas opened up, and then I was able to leverage it. And I would work you through that, experience. So it started, it started in 2019. Thank you, TFA. All right. So it started in 2018 when, not 2018, 2019, when I had 80 years to be on a panel session, which was being moderated by DDK. And she had questions around volunteering and volunteer management, and I answered. So at the end of that session, or at the end of the panel session, a lot of people approached her asking to know whether I was running a training on volunteering and volunteer management. So unknown to me, I didn't know that at that time. So somehow I also took a snippet video from that session, put it up on my IG, and someone saw it, and then person bossed me privately saying that, oh, I would love you to come train our guys. See, in my head, I was like, okay, but I was like, okay, train guys. I was like, okay. I just really didn't pay attention to it. So we were having a strategy session, myself and DDK for Ideation of Africa, and I just seized the opportunity to just mention it to her that, from this session, someone said this and all of that. And DDK was just, she also now mentioned that on that same day, they were, wanted to know if I was running a training on for volunteers or on volunteer management. And next thing she just said, and I also put up the snippet video, and someone saw it, and the person, asked me if I would come train, and she was just like, that's an opportunity, like, leverage it. She was just like, so you could actually organize a training, organize a training, and you have people pay for it, a physical masterclass, and you have people pay for it. And from there, we don't know what would, come out of it. And immediately she just stopped. I just jumped, I latched onto it. I was like, okay, training. And I ran with it. I even when I was thinking, who would be the speakers, that would, be a part of the program. She gave me some ideas, and that was it. I really, sought out opportunities to invite them. She also gave me, the contacts and all of that, and I was able to invite them over, and that was it. The program held. It was very successful. It was a tremendous blessing. Even the moment the masterclass held, 3 days down the line, we had very amazing, transformational testimonies from the participants, speaking to how, they were able to take what they learned from the masterclass and they ran with it, applied it, and they began to see the results that they desired within their various organizations. And from there, I just decided to now, some months down the line, I was then thinking, I said, oh, I held this physical masterclass, I recorded it. Why not convert this, masterclass that had been recorded into an online course? And that was it. So while I was doing the whole process of, okay, let me create an online course, I wasn't even thinking of birthing an organization. So I had a friend, his name is GB. He just had he chatted me up saying, oh, I'd love to be like, maybe just work with you, not like work, just partner with you in terms of communications. I have some expertise in that. So it was just like, oh, instead of you just launching an online course, why not create a structure around it? Just have an organization, name, a name, and all of that. And then I was like, I said, okay, let me calm down. Let me sit, really sit down, really brood over this. Not that I just do it because someone was recommending or suggesting it. And that was it. So I sat through that process. And from it, God gave me the name. I even drew out the logo, and by the time I shared even with, Didika as well, she was like, wow, this vision is bigger than you and all of that. And that was it. And that was how Manchester Get Africa was birthed. And really watch out for so many things that will be birthed in the coming months. But that was how we launched the online course by
the online
Africa, exactly. And that was how Manchester Africa was birthed, just like that. So you can see that it was in the process of me serving and other exactly that I developed clarity. And and even though I got clarity, the opportunities opened up to me. Do you understand? It opened up to that. It opened up to me, in the heart of service. So assuming I wasn't serving at that time, I'm telling you, perhaps maybe we won't be speaking of Manchester Get Africa today.
So for you now, did you ever feel, up until the time that you were in that panel session, did you ever feel like you were not doing something right, or you were less, or what are those qualities that people do? Oh yeah, you are not keeping up to what the world expected of you, especially as a first class graduates, serving another person's vision.
Yeah, great question. I love that. So because you must have observed that I said I have over 10 years or 11 years of working experience. So when that desire began to well up in me, that there was much more. Than just, being exceptional and just living for myself, and knowing that, okay, there was much more that God was calling me to. That was in 2017. So December 2017, I decided to resign. So I took that leap. Now, I took that leap, handed my resignation letter.
Sorry, before you go on, you were working in, where were you? What kind of organization were you working in?
I was working with an insurance firm. Yes, an insurance
firm.
Yeah, an insurance firm.
Okay.
At that time, and so I decided to resign. And even it was a surprise to everyone, even within the organization. I like, really, why? Why do you want to resign? They were really trying to ensure that I stay back, but no. When I got the word, there was conviction. I was definitely led by the Spirit. I just knew it was time. So I put in that resignation, and yeah, 2018, entered in fully. Now, when I was stepping out, it wasn't like everything was clear, black and white. This is the next thing. No, it wasn't like that. So I took that leap of faith. And it was with me taking that leap of faith that I began to step into deeper waters of clarity. It was that leap of faith. It was that leap of faith. And I will tell you one thing. It wasn't an easy journey. Do you understand? You understand? You stepping out, resigning, and stepping out as an entrepreneur, it takes a lot of determination, discipline. It's usually a rigorous journey. People won't tell you of the downturns. You understand? It's a very, very rigorous journey. But nonetheless, I'm not saying this to scare you, but I'm just being realistic. Do you understand? But in the heart of it, it is a worthwhile journey because you are growing. You are growing, you are expanding, and you are stepping into the shores of clarity that if you did not take that leap of faith, you would never Nkechi? All right. Aha.
Yes, I can hear you, Tony. I was even trying to remove you, but it now looked as if the problem was from my side.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Actually, I thought it was from your side. I was just sitting until I had to stand up.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry about that. I've moved the Wi-Fi closer. I stopped where you were talking about. You're basically talking about entrepreneurship and the backyard journey that nobody talks about.
Okay.
And how it is not so easy. That's what you were explaining before.
Exactly.
I went off.
Thank you. Yeah. So yes. So that's basically my journey. That process, because definitely not a good comes easy. And definitely it's in the tilling to unravel that gold, that diamond, that treasure. So definitely it is a worthwhile journey. Because if I had not stepped out, taken out all of these things, saying me being a very strategic part of Ideation Hub, founding all of these wouldn't have happened. Aside from that, even being a sponsor with Immerse Coaching Company, all of those avenues and opportunity to actually be a blessing, serve other people wouldn't have happened. Do you understand? So, and definitely, I would just be still being in a shop. You would still be doing well, not that you're not doing, but you won't be maximizing the potentials and the giftings that the Lord has put on the inside for you, in the inside of you, for humanity. Coming up with problems, across the continent. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you so much, Tony. So I was beginning by asking you specific questions in line with the process of volunteering and serving. Did you, are there times where you felt, because you were volunteering now, that's when you started the process, because you were volunteering now, you were not kind of like living up to your mates in quotes that maybe had started their company and all that? Let's start with that. Was there the times that you felt that way? You're volunteering, people seeing you, following your mentor, doing just basically serving a vision. Were there times that you felt that way?
Okay, so were there times I felt that way? Again, definitely those thoughts will come. You understand? It doesn't mean when a thought come, it's a definition of, do you understand? Definitely. But it now behoves on me to either embrace the thoughts, feast on it, make a mountain out of it. Do you understand? Or you stand. So for me, again, I was really clear on why I stepped down. So even when there were moments of discouragement, excuse me, I did entirely get immersed in those moments. Do you understand? I was able to snap out of it because, again, I had that vision before me. Do you understand? Why I was doing what I was doing, that big why for, you know, stepping out in the first place, doing what I'm doing, why I'm serving, you know, actively and pouring myself, you know, into service. You understand? Having that clear vision, you know, just on the that vision set before me. Just and before the step before me. Exactly. So I was able to. So I wouldn't come here to lie to you that there were moments of discouragement. Oh, definitely, there were moments of discouragement. Absolutely. Also, definitely part of the process. It's definitely part of the process. But it is not what I do in those moments, just that will determine how I navigate to the next level of the exactly. So if I now latch on those moments, latch on those thoughts, and then begin to make something out of it, then I just lose sight, you know, lose sight of the things that would have possible or would possibly, you know, would possibly be birthed or possibly produced from that experience.
Yes, from that experience.
Exactly.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you were, you know, really vulnerable and honest with that, because definitely it will help a lot of people that feel that way. But seeing you as an example, because some people think, oh, when you feel that way, and that's how some people act, just based on feeling. When you feel that way, just the way anybody will feel up and down in any phase of life that they are in, relationship, whatever the case may be, when you feel that way, you don't just jump on it. Because I thought it's my secondary school person, you know, starting our own fashion line. So now it's now time for me to live what I believe. So thank you so much for sharing that you even felt that way. Okay, Bukola says, love you, Director Toyin. Thank you so much, Bukola, for commenting. And Zuma Kalesi says, SAGENEL, the first lady of late night on Max FM. Thank you so much for joining. Zuma is it's most likely from Max FM radio. My friend from radio, friends and family from radio. Okay, so we'll move on to the next question now. And it is, when it comes to the process of volunteering and serving, in times where you have encountered, I'll use the word unpleasant, maybe leadership style. And what I mean is, because we are humans, at one point or the other, even if it's your best friend, your husband, whatever the case may be, you always kind of like have disagreements with people. That is the word. You're going to have disagreements with people from time to time, especially that you are in a close space with. So in times when you've had, well, let me say, maybe unpleasant leadership style in your process of volunteering for any and all of the organizations that you volunteered for, how have you as a volunteer and as a service person dealt with it? I ask because people think, oh, maybe if the boss or leader or founder maybe acts a certain way, sometimes wrong, because the founder can be wrong too. The founder can be wrong. It's now time for them to pack the load, carry your bag and go. So for you, Tony, who has, you know, amassed these years of volunteer leadership, how have you been able to deal with those moments when the founder or the boss is off, like, no, maybe in the way the person spoke, the way the person acted, but then you're just like, okay, what has kept you going regardless and has not made you pack up volunteering and servicing and just going to just start your own and being your own boss?
Thank you. That's a great question. So for me, definitely, I've not had, let me just clear that hair. And the part of serving and volunteering, I've not had a difficult boss at all. Do you understand? Now,
Oh, wow.
yes,
Wow.
but I will, of course, I've not had a difficult boss, but definitely in the line of executing an assignment. Do you understand? Of course, they may be, what's it called it? Oh, this is how we expect something to be done, or maybe a timeline not
The
met.
job,
Of course, that is normal. Not
that is,
normal,
yeah.
exactly, in the
Mistakes
line
you
of
made, something.
exactly. So that I just thought to clear that. I've never had a difficult boss at all, or a difficult leader at all, at all.
Okay.
But definitely, I'll
Okay.
be even myself, just using myself as an example. I am a project
Yes.
director and I'm also managing other volunteers. So definitely,
Yeah.
I also have some experience, managing volunteers that may not, may not show the level of cooperation, or commitment that you desire. Exactly. So that happens.
Mm.
So, but that doesn't make me a difficult person. You understand? It's still,
Yeah.
it's just
So
line
good.
of
Yeah.
duty, the things that you expect of, the clear JDs or anything that have been outlined. You expect those
Yeah.
things to be executed as determined, as already predetermined. So if there are shortcomings, they have to be addressed. Do you understand?
Mm.
So, yeah.
Mm.
So, but let me now contextualize it to say, in the case of a person who is volunteering with an organization and happens to be working with a very difficult boss, or working with a leader that is just giving the person a very tough time, what should
Mm.
the person just pack up and disappear, or pack up and just go do their own? So
Thing, yeah.
again, what I would lay emphasis on is, why did you decide to become a part of that organization? And why did you decide to, partner with that organization or serve that vision in the first place? So do you start? So
Mm.
even find cases where there are volunteers who actually say, I want to volunteer actively with you. They come on board, and then it
Mm.
just all of a sudden you're not seeing that level of commitment that they had said they were going to give, come into play. And you're not wondering, yeah, we knew that before you came on board. You're obviously busy. You understand? You obviously have a 9 to 5. You obviously have either your own business that you're running. But if you have decided to say, I want to partner with this organization, you must, it's a commitment. It's just like saying a married, okay, yes, I'm not married yet, but just saying like a husband and a wife. You decide to say,
Mm.
we are on that altar when you're taking your vows and you're saying,
Yeah.
I'll become your wife, you'll become my husband. You will not say when you not
Mm-hmm.
get married and then your husband gets you annoyed or he upsets you and you say, okay, take your ring, I'm not doing it again. Do you understand? So there will be challenges. So, but again, you know why he chose you and you chose him as your husband, vice versa, in the first place. So that's what keeps you going. Like, I know why I love you. You understand? I know why I'm committed to you. And so even if you mess up, I am still willing to, not, of course, not that I would take such mess and just take it hook, line, and sinker. Definitely, we will sit down and address it. You understand? How do we go from here? What shouldn't be done and all of that? Of course, we discuss it. So in the same light, you understand, as a volunteer, why did you join that organization? What's the big reason for being a part of that organization? If you have that understanding, even when you have a difficult leader, you understand, a difficult leader, a difficult boss, you're working with, you would again know that, okay, this is why this is why I joined the organization, and that will drive you to stay there. Again, there's no how a person can be difficult that they cannot be managed. Do you understand? It's all
Wow.
exactly.
Predictable moment.
Yeah. It's just that they will always be managed. So again, you must also put yourself in the shoes of those persons that they are humans. We are humans. Dear son, we are all humans. We have our shortcomings. So if you have understand that, okay, they are humans and there may be, you must already ahead of time giving room for, they may actually do some things that may actually like just take you off, take you aback and, get you saying, what is this? But when you understand that they are humans, you won't take it to heart. Do you understand? You won't take it. You are able to quickly, in that moment, say, no, I understand what is being said or what is being addressed in the heat of this moment. So instead of latching onto the reaction, I'm latching onto, okay, what are they trying to address? You understand? What went wrong, or what are they trying to speak to that must be addressed? And that is what I focus on. Do you understand? And that is what that person focuses on. Do you get it? Because that is how we grow. Even whether you are an high performer or whatever you are, that's how you grow. You understand? The moment you receive tough criticism, you understand? In that moment, just take it in and begin to ask yourself, for them to have raised this thing, there's something they must have seen. Forget their manner of approach. Forget how they handled it or how they tendered that situation. But again, for you to have come up, begin to ask yourself, okay, and if you now observe that there's a pattern, that particular person who you look up to as a leader or something raises it, someone else in your circle also speaks about it, then you just sit back and ask yourself, okay, there's something they're actually saying here. You need to actually pick the point and work with it instantly. Do you understand? So in that moment, again, as I've said, is really understanding why you joined that organization, why you decided to serve the vision. Because you, even no matter how you have the best boss or whatever working for you, there are moments where you'll be having, there are moments of for the word. There are moments where you begin to question again, why am I with the organization? I'm telling you.
Wow. So
there are moments
interesting.
of questioning.
Wow.
I'm telling you, there are moments of questioning. But what keeps you going again is, again, looking at the trajectory, looking at, connecting the dots again, saying, how did I get here? Do you understand? And when you look back, okay, this is how I got here. And then, now that I've gotten here, what has happened? Okay, all right. I'm not missing the point. So you're able to, there are reference points. Okay, this is what has happened, this is what has happened. Okay, I can't lose steam now. And you're able to snap out of it. Moments will come. I'm just trying to, those moments will come. So being able to connect, again, not lose sight of the big why for partnering with that vision or partnering with your mentor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I mean, so much wisdom like that you had actually shared via this last question. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I asked it and the way that you answered it. Okay, so Toyin, of course, as someone that has been the queen of volunteering herself, going on to manage other volunteers, I will ask you, I will say 2 questions at once. And the number one is, why are there volunteers that come on board to certain projects? They are very hyper when they come, like, hey, I'm there, I want to do this, I want to do that. They come on board, and 1 week later, you are searching for them, like, where are these people? Like you started with 10, but it's only 2 that you can find. That's number one. Number 2 is, how can volunteers that are starting up, some people, I don't want to use the word I've claimed, because I know that it's different situation for different people in our Nigerian economy, financially wide. So some people want to volunteer, but they are a bit frustrated because they feel like, even if I want to volunteer for this cause and I don't mind not receiving money, I need money. So therefore, some people are not fully committed to that cause because they feel they want to be busy looking for how to get money or how to get finance and all that. So how do we work with, or how do we manage volunteers who are working for a particular organization, a particular cause without pay, that are struggling financially? There are those doing that and they are not struggling financially, that are struggling financially. The organization has not started making as much yet, not like the organization is stingy or something like that. And then how do we also, why do volunteers, some, not all, come in and then, they're on serious the next minute? Why do people, act that way?
Brilliant question. So let me answer the first part that speaks to how do you really get to manage volunteers who really want to volunteer, who really want to serve, but they are actually, they actually yes, they maybe need that financial reward, or in a place where they actually need that financial benefit
Support.
or support.
Yeah. So they're like on or not off.
Exactly. So in that light, what you can always do
Mm.
is you can come up with some form of stipend. Do you understand?
Mm. Mm.
A stipend, or like allowance, a stipend basically,
Okay.
to show that,
Mm.
you know, this money that I'm giving to you measures up to your worth, or measures up to what you are actually what you're actually
Leave.
offering, and the value that you're adding to the organization. Or it's just a way to show that you appreciate them, you appreciate the value, and the value they're bringing on board, and you also know the worth of this volunteer. So you can come up with this,
Mm.
and you're making them understand that, okay, I may not be able to pay you so much, but at least this
Mm.
is some sort of support. You understand? And it can be agreed, like either on a quarterly basis, something you could give to them on a quarterly basis, even if it can be done on a monthly basis, or if you can
Monthly. Mm.
give it to them. So again, some of them that truly want to volunteer or truly want to serve may even want to decline and say, no, 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 I don't need it. But I would
Mm.
still say that, still go ahead to give it to them, because it just shows that you know their worth, and you know
Mm.
the weight of value that they are bringing on board, to your organization. That is one.
Mm.
Also, aside from
Good.
financial, there are ways of actually inspiring and motivating these volunteers that you really get their back.
Mm.
So one of some ways is to, also look at, giving out awards, and also recognizing, exceptional volunteers. You said those that
Mm.
stuck with you, stuck with the organization through thick and thin. And they're not just off and on, but really are adding that value. You're saying, the measure of value that they're bringing on board. So it would be nice that maybe at the end of a project, or at the end of, whatever, maybe quarter, when you appraise
Mm.
their performance, you also create that award and recognition system where you're able
Mm.
to recognize such exceptional volunteers, and also, award them. And such awards sometimes
Awarded.
say does not have to be monetary. It could just be organizing something exceptional, giving them something, a gift, giving them maybe
Mm.
a plaque, designing a plaque, or, sponsoring them to take on a course, something that they will greatly appreciate. So,
Appreciate. Mm.
so then
This
let me
is good.
go to
This is good.
the other side of the, let me
Mm.
from the other side of the
Question.
second question, which now speaks to
Mm.
those who come on board, are very excited, pumped, I want to volunteer with you. And then it's like the first time they just come join the team, they're nowhere to be found.
Mm.
They just fizzle out.
Mm.
So for such people, again, I will say again, you're dealing with human beings. But you
Yes.
again know why you decided to have volunteers on board. So
Mm-hmm.
a system of appraising their performance. So either at the end of the project, yes, you're going to appraise the performance. And those that you have observed that joined and then disappeared, we will call them as the people with low performances. You understand? We would gauge them. Those with very high performance, who have been, had this great value, they will be recognized. And for those who joined and just disappeared in the thin air, you understand? We will let them, this is how you have done. Yes, this is how you have done. And you will have to now tell us, would you be willing to change? If you're not, we would either place you on a probation, period, where we would say,
Mm.
for this project, when you join in, we'll be understudying you for the next 2 to 3 weeks. If we see that you go solo, you're not active, we would have to ask you to voluntarily exit. And maybe at a time where you think you have so much space, you stand to again rejoin, add value, you cannot. Exactly. One other thing you also do again is to again ensure create structure. Create structure, as I said. So the different roles that you have within the organization must be clearly spelled out, and the role, the description of such roles clearly spelled out. When that is clearly spelled out, you can also maybe put together an online form where you indicate all of these different roles, and you push it within, you know, the team of volunteers, and ask them to select the roles that they know they can best fit in, best, you know, the roles where they will be bringing in their A game, and the roles they know they have the experience, to, you know, execute effectively. And also looking at their current circumstances, can they function in those roles? So on their own, they would already have indicated, okay, these are the first two teams I think I can function in. So that at the end of the way, you're now appraising, already they were the ones that said they were going to be a part of those teams. So if they now go below standard or below performance, or go below the requisite performance standard, then now say, go back to say, okay, you chose this, and this was the level of commitment you had said you were going to bring in, and then you can ask them if you're not willing to, maybe based on the circumstances or the current realities in your life, if you to measure up to, you know, our standard of performance, we may have to ask you to voluntarily exit, and possibly just join us again at a time when you consider yourself fit to really, you know, bring in that value that you are really committed to bringing in.
Well, thank you so much. We're beginning to round up now. I'm going to an interesting segment that is your own. It's a personal question. We call it a rapid fire question segment. But before that, two more questions. And one is, I'm asking my questions in two. One is on age. How can somebody who is older than a founder serve with humility in a particular vision that the person knows that they've been called to serve? This is not trying to force anything. You know you've been there, but this woman is 50 or 46, and there's this 30-year-old vibrant visionary. How can she, you know, humble herself? What does she need to know, you know, as someone you'd have been in that experience? What does she need to know to be able to humble herself truthfully to help her serve that vision? That one, then the last question before we move on.
Okay, so when you say I've been in that experience, okay, I'm not older than anybody.
No, I don't mean, I mean, in the volunteering experience, you've seen all, maybe people that are older than you have served, you've seen different things, yes.
Very true.
That's what I mean.
Yes, I have that experience. Yeah, thank you so much, Nkechi. Yes. All right, so I love the question, and again, I would say that, you know, you deciding to partner or serve that vision wasn't by virtue of, oh, I saw this person and then I like them, that's why I decided to partner. You get it? Or that's why I decided to. It was much bigger than a love for the person's personality or a love for not just what they do. You understand? But the moment you decide to say, I want to serve, there was something deeper that you saw. Yes, there was something deeper that you saw about the vision that person is birthing. And that's why you decided to say, I want to partner with you. So partnership is a two-way trunk. You are not coming in, of course, there will be value-added benefits to you coming on board. Why you coming on board? Just that you're coming with, I'm coming to co-labor with you. And you know, as a co-laborer, you are coming to serve. So you have to decide any other barrier in terms of physical barriers like age, experience, what else?
Maybe the person is not married and you are. The person may not be single and you may be married.
Those things are frivolities. They don't really do. Do you understand? What really counts is I decide to serve with this person. So if the vision was the compelling force, or was the magnet with which I came, then let that vision go to magnetize you to stay through that process. Do you understand?
Wow.
And the second thing again is that you must also know that when you decide to serve this vision, there is a great element of loyalty. There's a great element of loyalty. So you're knowing that as I'm serving this vision, I must be loyal. So you now again, it now goes deeper than again those very physical characteristics. You start. So I've decided to set this vision. There are times, moments where, of course, it may be difficult. I will have to make sacrifices. Not forgetting, I would have to make sacrifices, push myself limits that I would ordinarily not have pushed myself. But again, knowing that, okay, because I made this commitment, you understand, I must stay loyal, you understand, stay faithful through that process. So the vision will keep you going.
Moving.
Again, you're understanding that you have to stay faithful. You understand? Just because the vision has been set before you, you know the vision, the main reason why you decide to join the organization, then you know the next element that will keep you going is the level of commitment and loyalty. Yes,
loyalty. Okay.
Yes, so you must sow that seed.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tony. So what I'll do is I'll do your rapid fire question, and then we can then have the last question at the end of it before Instagram times us out. Okay, so rapid fire question, you have to answer like fast. You can't think more than 30 seconds because you're not supposed to overthink the questions. So the first question is, what's your favorite color?
Okay, my favorite color is... Do I have a favorite color? Okay, let me go. I don't think I have a favorite color because you know me now. Any color does it for me. So let us say maybe blue and pink. But those are the odd colors, and the odd colors I always pick. But let me just say, bright color. Yeah, bright colors. I love bright colors. Bright colors.
What's your favorite food?
Okay, my favorite food will be anything rice. Anything. Okay. Yeah. What and spaghetti?
Rice. What are you allergic?
Pasta.
Okay, rice and spaghetti.
Yeah.
What are you allergic to?
Nuts, almond nuts, anything nuts. Yeah. Not anything nuts, but what's the granuts? Almond.
Okay. Okay. What's your best movie in so far or in recent times?
Best movie. Hey, God. Best movie. Gosh. Okay, let me say what comes to mind. Maybe King of Boys.
Okay. Good movie, actually. Best book.
Okay, my best book will be Firebrand.
Okay, were you born in Nigeria? Were you given birth to in Nigeria?
Yes, born and bred in Lagos, Nigeria.
If you weren't born in Nigeria, what country would you have liked to be born into?
Wow. Okay. So maybe I would love to be let me see. Which country? Okay, so maybe say Canada. If I wasn't born in Nigeria, maybe. Yeah.
In Nigeria, yes. Yeah. Okay, so gold or silver?
Gold or silver? Silver.
Black or white?
I'll go with white. But black looks good on
yellow or sorry, you're not giving to our rules. Right. Yellow or pink?
Yellow.
Yellow or pink?
Pink, of course. Yellow now.
Pink.
Yellow now. Oh,
Okay.
but going yellow. What am I doing? What am I?
Your background is even yellow.
Exactly.
What's your favorite attire to wear?
Favorite attire. Let me just say corporate. Casual.
Okay, corporate casual. What's your favorite thing to do?
Favorite thing to do. Speaking.
Speaking, okay. Communicating. What do you like to do for fun?
Fun. Fun. Yeah, I would love for fun for me would be maybe a spa session. Is that fun?
Okay. For fun. Yeah, it can be a fun. Small chops or jollof rice?
Jollof rice.
Fruits or vegetables?
Fruits or fruits.
The bus or an airplane?
The bus or an airplane? I'll go with an airplane.
Okay, writing or speaking?
Obviously speaking.
Rain or sunshine?
Sunshine.
Audio or visual?
Visual. But I think
A day.
I don't know. Let me go with visual.
A day at the beach or a day in one of your favorite restaurants?
Favorite restaurants.
What would you like to be remembered for? Instagram is going to time us out now. What is one thing you like to be remembered for?
Okay, so I would love to be remembered. Thank you. I would love to be remembered as someone who